What did you think about this past weekend's UFC event from New Jersey?
Well, listen, Jersey is wild, man. Like Jersey may be one of the most wild places in the United States because from everything from the fights to the stuff that happened in the crowd to the people that were there, you've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Donald Trump, you've got Dana himself, you've got everybody in the world treating Donald Trump like a celebrity, which he is
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't deny that.
Let's take politics out of the equation because there's a lot of people out there that would say he's not very good at the politic part, but he is one hell of a celebrity.
He is.
So when he shows up, now he's showing up. It's not like when Donald Trump showed up before with a couple of a couple of goons that are too busy looking at their own shoes to pay attention to security on him. No. Now Donald's he's got the real deal. Because he's a former president. So when he shows up, it's wild times.
There's snipers on the roof. There's snipers on the roof. There's snipers on the roof.
And the UFC crowd in New Jersey absolutely loves them some Donald Trump.
Depending on how you feel about Donald, the Trumper, every single person in that crowd, whether they believe with his politics or not, was excited to see him there because usually when Donald Trump shows up, the boys and gals turn up the volume when it comes to fight.
100%, because they feel like they're fighting for somebody special that's in the crowd. That to me is wild in itself. So much so, though. When was the last time we saw a good, solid arm break happen in the UFC?
Kevin Holland, the thug of all thugs, our boy, the man that we're constantly been preaching. We've been preaching before we even did this show when we were doing other shows. Kevin, you are the man. Yeah. That's all I could. What a fantastic performance.
It was unbelievable. He caught that arm and dude left his arm in there just a little bit too long. And you heard Kevin talking to the referee, like, stop this. Like, he heard it pop right out the gate. If you watch the presser, he talks about it. And
he said, thank you. He said, thank you. He goes, right when the ref took him off, he was like, he just looked, and you can see it in the replay. He just looks and goes, thank you. Finally. Like, I don't want to hurt the fucking guy.
The ref, well, he had to. And, he starts doing what he called that little Chihuahua scoot. You know what I mean? Trying to get his butt up under it or whatever. And he's like, if he's not I'm going to break it. I'm going to break it.
And he did.
That's what he did. And that's what he did. And I mean, and then who's the first person that he jumps out of the cage? You notice this one too, Bradie. You notice the whole jumping out of the cage thing. Remember when that used to be a fine?
Not anymore. It depends on where they are. I think actually it's still in Vegas. They don't like it. Like, they do try and pull guys down in Vegas. I've seen it a few times recently, but yeah, no, they've given up on that, haven't they?
Right?
Or it's just maybe it's just in the fees of when you walk in. Like, that's the only bill when you leave every night is you're going to have a $50 climb the cage fine.
Oh no. It's a few grand apparently.
Yeah. It's $5,000, I think. Yeah.
So, but let's think about this. Let's say you're in the co-main event. This is a testament to the celebrity that is Donald Trump. Let's say you're in the co-main event of UFC 302 and you win your fight. And the first thing you do is you jump over and have one of your cornermen take a picture, selfie style, of you and Donald Trump, the former president of the United States of America. Sean Strickland's a wild man. No wonder his nickname is Tarzan. He is such a wild dude.
He is the smartest, dumbest fighter, I think, in all of combat sports. You know how I feel about Sean Strickland. I think he's a meathead. I think he's a douchebag, but I think that's the charm. I like that about him. I love the fact that he is just himself. I don't care what, as long as you're not going out there and you're preaching people to get hurt by your ideals or whatever this, you don't mix the politics shit. And he's not. No, he's just saying stupid shit. He's more of a comedian, I think, than he is, being real. I think he's doing shock value stuff. I think he sees a reaction and he's very childish. And he has a very immature sense of humor. And I think that's why it works. But when you take him and you put him in that situation with a guy like Theo Vaughn, he'll break down.
Right.
because an expert at being childish. That's an expert at being immature. But Sean, I genuinely do believe any other life, it would have been bad. It would have been a disaster. It would have been horrible. But the fact that he found MMA, it gives him an actual channel for this douchebaggery.
I think that Sean's biggest thing, and listen, I don't know if you saw the pressure because somebody had asked him about Colby Covington, because there's that whole, because Colby Covington, the let's make America great again, that shtick that he's putting on. And Sean Strickland doesn't have nice things to say about Colby Covington because he thinks that Colby's fake and he thinks that he's a snake. You know what I mean? One thing that, Sean Strickland doesn't do is, if he says it, he lives it, it seems like. That's the kind of person that he is. Who was it? I think it was Demetrius Johnson was talking with Ariel Helwani the other day, and they were talking about the Sean Strickland thing. And I think it was DJ had even said, or no, sorry, my mistake. It wasn't. It was Eddie Alvarez was talking.
Okay. Yes, actually,
Sean Strickland had said something about BKFC. And Eddie was quick to defend BKFC, saying like, why you shitting on a fucking company that's just starting out? You've been with the same companies your entire existence. I guarantee you weren't making good money until recently. You finally start getting some big checks and you start shitting on there. And Eddie's like, I fought for both basically. And I can tell you who's paying better. So he says silly stuff like that, and it gets people fired up, and stupid assholes like us talk about it. You know what I mean? I get all of that.
Now, he may fire people up, but the one thing that he did do was cool Paulo Costa down. I have never seen Paulo Costa go backwards so much in a fight when he's basically been projected his whole career as a rushing bull. Like he is a bull of human.
You saw it once before against Izzy.
Yeah, but he still came at Izzy. He still came at Izzy, though. That's what got him dropped.
But because he had no choice, because Izzy was just clowning him.
But
Paulo Costa seems like one of those guys that it's very easy to throw off his rhythm.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you just keep coming at him, which is that Sean Strickland style, who didn't know that was his fucking style? Everybody knows this. So how do you not plan for that? All you got to do, listen, if you're going to go to camp and try to prepare for Sean Strickland, what you do is just have dudes lining up, just coming at you. Put them in full padding and just have them keep marching you down so you learn how to fight backwards, because you're going to have to fight backwards, or you're going to have to be willing to stand and get into a firefight.